All right, y'all. We got the upper assembly completed. Now for the lower on this build, I went ahead and bought a completed lower. This is Palmetto State Armory's MFT Minimalist. So this has the MFT brace as well as the MFT grip. So the only thing we're going to switch out with this is the trigger assembly. We have the Palmetto State Armory match grade 3.5 pound straight trigger right here. We're going to be putting this trigger into this lower. So this trigger actually comes with anti-roll pins, which is absolutely amazing. Good for Palmetto State Armory for including those. You usually have to pay extra. Appreciate it for that. So it's real simple, guys. There's just 2 little pins that you need to knock out, and then we need to take the grip off so that we can get the safety selector out of the way and drop in our new trigger. So we're probably going to do that first. So this one's a hex, so I'm going to go grab a hex and we will get this off, and I'll show you guys there's a little spring and a detent right under here. So you have to be really careful when you're taking it off. But I'm going to go get a hex for this and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got a 3/16 hex on an extension, and we're going to go ahead and loosen this bolt in here. Go ahead and take it all the way out. It's a long one. All right, so I said that there was a spring under here. So be very careful when you pull this off. If you pull it just real slightly, you'll see that there's a spring and a detent in there. So you don't want to lose that. So you take that out. The detent usually falls out with it. And then we can go ahead and just pull our safety selector right out. So now we're going to knock these 2 pins out that are holding in the trigger. Alright, so there went one, and it's going to move a little bit because it's under spring tension. This is not a drop-in trigger. So we're going to take the other one out. Make sure you hold everything so it doesn't come out flying. So we have the hammer part there, and we have our trigger assembly here. So now we're going to take our new drop-in trigger. And we're going to take our bolts, and here's our trigger right here. So we're going to go ahead and lock it. And then we're going to drop it in just like so. We'll get our anti-roll pins. And then we will use these to push it right back in. So again, you want a rubber hammer so you don't destroy anything. So that one's flush. Sometimes you gotta wiggle this one around just a little bit to get it flush. Alright, sometimes it doesn't want to work with you. I think that was just a little large. So if you guys have trouble like this, just go ahead and switch it to the other side. See if the other side's going to work a little bit better for you. So the other side worked a little bit better in this case. So we went ahead and flushed that one up as well. So now we're going to take our screws. We have our hex screws. So we're going to go ahead and start screwing in our hex screws. All right, and they provide torque wrenches for you. Torques. So we'll go ahead and screw that one all the way in. We'll go ahead and screw this one all the way in, and then we'll flip it to the other side. We'll go ahead and screw these ones in as well. Sometimes it's a little bit easier if you start it out. Alright, so once these are in all the way, what we're going to do is we are going to take one and hold one side, and then we're going to take the other one and tighten the other side so that it tightens all the way. And we're going to go ahead and do that for this one as well. All right, nice and tight. There we go. So now we just need to put our spring and our detent back in there. So let me find where the spring went, and I'll be back and we will put it in there. All right, so we got the spring in the grip part. We're going to take our detent, and it's just like a bullet. It's pointed on one side and flat on the other side. So you want to put the pointed side towards the lever. And we'll go ahead and slide our lever back in there. Alright, so we're going to put our detent in first, and then we're going to slowly put our grip back on, making sure that that spring lines up like it should. Push it all the way up in there. And now all we need to do is put our lock washer back on our bolt here. And then we will take it in here, and we are going to put our bolt back in. Ooh, that's a long bolt. All right, and we just want to do it nice and snug. We don't want to tighten the crap out of it. So that's nice and snug. That's in there like it should. Now we're going to go ahead and do a functions check. So we're going to switch this to safe, and we're going to try to pull the trigger. Nothing happens at all like it should. We're going to swap that to fire, and this time when we pull the trigger, we're going to make sure that the hammer goes forward like it should. It did. We're going to hold it to the rear, and we're going to pull it back till you hear that click, and then we will reset the trigger by letting go. When you hear that solid click, you're going to go ahead and pull the trigger one more time, and that is a full functions check. This trigger is working like it should. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our upper, and we're going to put it on our lower and start mounting our scope. All right, y'all, so we have our upper completely done, and we have our lower with our brand new trigger in it. So now we're going to put them together and complete this rifle. I wanted to put in the new Mantis X, the Mantis Blackbeard X, so that we can take a couple shots and I can show you guys the trigger. So all we do is go ahead and put that in instead of your bolt carrier group and your charging handle. You're going to pull your tabs out for your lower. You're going to insert the first one here. See if I can do this. Just like so. You're going to pull your trigger back. You're going to close it. And then you're going to put your rear pin in, just like so. And so we're going to switch it to safe. And then all we do now is we insert the Mantis Blackbeard X magazine, which holds your battery. And so we put it in there and it resets our trigger for us. So every time we pull the trigger, it resets it so we can keep shooting. And it also shoots a laser out of our barrel so that we see what we're hitting when we pull that trigger. So it is an amazing dry fire practice system. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get ready to throw on this 1x8 scope as well as this 45-degree green dot. And so we'll do another part video where we're going over that. So hopefully you guys join us for that one, and then we'll get out there and start doing some shooting. Alright guys, thanks for following, thanks for watching.